Hi, and welcome to UVN's Behind the Counter. We got an episode that is guaranteed to make you feel old. We are doing a 30-year retrospect on one of the world's most popular media phenomenons, and it's not the one you're thinking about. Stay tuned. Hi, and welcome back. I am your host, Michael Boroff.
And I'm Richard Catterjohn.
In this episode, we are going to be talking about, be prepared to feel old. We got a property that we're going to be discussing our retrospective of that is celebrating its 30-year anniversary. And I know what you're thinking. You're watching the show. It's like, oh, they're talking about Ghostbusters. No, this one kind of snuck up on everybody. Rich?
We're going to do TMNT, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Which is ironic. 30 years of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. By now you'd think
They're middle-aged.
They're middle-aged. Good God. They've got retirement and 401k. But yes, it's true. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles have been around for 30 damn years. 30 years. Rich.
And one of the most successful independent comic books to be published.
Exactly. Back in 1984, Peter Laird and
Kevin Eastman.
If you know the history, it started off as a spoof. It was kind of like a joke.
Sort of. They were doing it indie. They loved Frank Miller.
Mm-hmm.
They loved the work of the other stuff at the time, and they just put it all together because you had the mutants. The X-Men was popular. Dark Knight was just big.
The grittiness.
And so they just kind of combined it together and did their own take.
Yeah, because especially if you remember, harkening days 30 years back, the original Ninja Turtles was not the colorful, cartoony, cowabunga, that you're used to today. It was
pretty swords, kantas, nunchucks. You had it.
You had everything. It was fantastic. And if you were lucky enough to get on board back then,
well, the thing was they didn't have a distribution yet, and actually they went to the press. And I just happen to have the press clipping from, that was the UPI, which is like the AP now, really ran a story and told you how you could actually buy this book. Mm-hmm. And the whole story was really cool. I showed a little clipping of the art. We'll show a little flash of it. But it was crazy. Ninja Turtles' latest craze.
Yeah.
And this came out just a little bit after the book hit. The book hit in May. Mm-hmm. And by June, they already had a second printing.
Yeah. I mean, that is a great inspiration to any comic book, independent comic book creator out there. The fact that these guys, had nothing, no internet, no Nerdist, nothing like that, and they were able to create something and get it out there and just exploded.
And here it is, the second printing.
Yes.
Which came out in June. That's when I jumped on board. I was a little late to the game, but it was pretty cool. Mm-hmm. And I've been reading it ever since, and I have basically most all issues, and it's changed over the years.
Definitely has changed over the years.
But then, like I said, it was gritty. It was hardcore,
Oh, yeah. And you talk about a property that has stayed the course. I mean, there's very few other things in pulp culture history that have had the staying power than Ninja Turtles. Maybe Transformers and G.I. Joe, but, I mean, even then...
I mean, they've been back,
Yeah,
G.I. Joe's had their movies, and the animated series. How many times have they been relaunched?
Oh, exactly.
And Transformers has been back. But like I said, they're right up there. And they even sold them to Paramount, Nickelodeon, the Nickelodeon chain. So now it's going to be out there forever.
Yes.
Nickelodeon is going to get every single last dime out of it.
Yeah. And you want to talk about just a widespread of Ninja Turtle craze. I mean... You started off with comic books. Let's run it. Right. Comic books.
The animated series.
The animated series, video games, which I hate to mention a video game because there's some diehard gamers out there who are going to hear me talk about this and it's going to give them nightmares. But that damn Ninja Turtles video game on Nintendo, you guys already know what I'm talking about. The water level. That game was so freaking ridiculous, but you couldn't stop playing it. But God, it still ranks up there for me as like one of the most soul-crushingly... And not just a Nintendo game, it had the arcade game.
Well, just after that, then, the toy property hit because of the
animated. God. And I think another one of the things that made Ninja Turtles so popular as opposed to like Transformers and everything was it had that kid appeal to it. Because I'm 37 years old, so Ninja Turtles came out about the time I was 7, 8 years old. And I know everybody has these fond stories, but I can remember growing up with broomsticks and homemade nunchucks, just ninja kicking the hell out of each other. And that was a day when parents, didn't care. It's like, oh, look, they're beating each other with broomsticks. That's fine. It's like, no, bop. And I knew 100 kids that did the same thing because they could get into that, It's hard to, G.I. Joe was about the same thing, zap, 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 and nobody had an aircraft carrier, But the Turtles were simple. It was just the Turtles and their weapons and just fun and pizza. It was one of the big things for me growing up in my childhood.
Got tired of Cowabunga, but
Yeah, the cow. Yeah, thank you, reincarnation of the cartoon, for kind of leaving that one out. And speaking of cartoons, if you get a chance to go through our archives, check out the interview I did with Rob Paulson. He voiced not one but 2 Ninja Turtles in 2 separate cartoons. He was Raphael in the original cartoon, and he's now Donatello in the current cartoon. And you want to talk about somebody that's passionate about Ninja Turtles? He was a great guy. It was a great interview. Get a chance to check it out. Again, we apologize for the sound quality of it. It was a spur-of-the-moment kind of interview, which is ironic because he's a voice talent actor. But if you get a chance to check it out and you want to ever get a chance to talk to that man, because he's very approachable, talk to him, ask him about. He's got such fantastic stories about working on the Ninja Turtles cartoons, both of them, and it's fantastic. Check it out.
And moving on with the Turtle stuff, when the movie hit.
Oh, yes.
The original movie.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, everybody said, oh, no, they're going to go the animated turtle route with it and everything. No,
they went live action.
I mean, they went totally darker, though, with it.
Yes.
That's what I was thinking. It wasn't going to be that playful. I mean, it was there.
Yeah, the comedy was there.
But it wasn't as all. It was just like the original comic, and I really kept the essence alive, I thought.
Yes.
I just rewatched it again last night because I found it on DVD, or Blu-ray, actually, for $7. So.
Where? Oh, you can't. Okay.
Yeah.
No, I will be picking that one up later. Yes! Oh, man, Ninja Turtles 1. And another thing to thank Ninja Turtles for was Ninja Turtles 2 gave us Ninja Rap by Vanilla. I'm sorry. It's on my phone. It's one of my guilty pleasures. It's one of those things where if I've got random on and that song comes up there, I get that moment of, screw it, I love that song. Go Ninja, go Ninja. Oh, man, love it. So thank you for that,
now it took a little dive there for a while and kind of settled down. But
Yeah.
now it's coming back out again.
Yes.
I mean, it's really popular with the new cartoon.
Yeah, the new cartoon. Yeah.
And IDW ran with it. I mean, they've been having some great stuff out.
Oh, yeah, they've done so many different runs for Ninja Turtles. Actually, right now I am reading the IDW latest run of it, and it is one of the... Oh, it's one of the greatest runs that I've read. It is a fantastic story. It's got the homage to the movies and the original books while still keeping it young and fresh. It is. If you get a chance to pick up the new IDW Ninja Turtles, find it. The first few episodes are in trade.
And the 30th anniversary was great.
Oh,
if you get a chance, read the 30th anniversary special.
Yeah, because that brought it all home. Because it's one of those things where you're reading it and it's like you flip a page and go, oh man.
Any
remember
collectors, there's the big collected editions, which are popping out now. So you get a chance to pick these up. This gives you a bunch of the stuff all packaged together. This package is see which one's this? This is the Ultimate Visual History.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of these are out now because, everybody's growing up.
Yeah.
They used to watch the original Turtles, read the original books and stuff. So this is a great way to pick up because, you might not have kept everything. And this is a way to get it all over again in a hardback edition.
Yes. That was, to mention him again, that was one of the things Rob Paulson loved to mention, the fact that he has personally gotten to see 2 generations of fans. He has told me that so many times he'll go to a comic book convention and he'll bring a guy will bring up his kid, for an autograph, and he'll say, I grew up with you too. I watched you growing up and, watched the Ninja Turtles and did all that stuff, and I get to pass it on to my child who is just as passionate about it as he is. Very few comic book properties you can say that about, that have multi-generational love, and there's a reason for it, because Ninja Turtles is just, awesome.
So the movie comes out August 8th, the new one.
Looking forward to it. New trailers are leaking out every day.
I know a lot of it looks maybe a little scary because it's the guy behind the Transformer movies, but, he's keeping the childhood alive.
Considering what we originally thought the movie was going to be a few months ago, where they weren't even going to be mutants. They were aliens, teenage alien ninja samurais, Seeing what we have seen now is giving me a lot of hope. I will go see it at the theater unless somebody watches it before I do and says don't bother. I'll still do it. I can't. I mean, it's Ninja Turtles. You know, you've got my money. I love them. You know, I think there's so many people that have grown up with it that are our age now that are looking forward to it.